They said my porch furniture wasn't outdoor quality, that it broke some stupid rule in the HOA handbook. So I did what any sane, spite-driven homeowner would do. I had my lazy boy professionally bronzed. Yeah, solid metal, weather-resistant for the next 1,000 years. My name's Frank McMichael, and until recently I thought my porch was my kingdom. My castle. My little slice of heaven after long days staring at a screen. Out there, I had my throne, Bertha. A 1990s-era lazy-boy recliner plaid, faded soft as sin and ugly as a wet possum. But she was mine. That chair had molded perfectly to my body over the years, beer-dense, squeaky, lever footrest, jiggle and all. Every night I'd sit out there, beer in hand, half watching the sunset, half tuning out the world. It was peace. Until she showed up. Brenda Hernandez, president of the Harmony Creek Estates HOA. Blonde visor. White polo with the HOA logo. Clipboard clutched like a weapon of divine punishment. You could feel her coming. The air would thin, birds would stop singing, and suddenly you'd smell judgment. That day she strutted down my street like she owned it, marching in her New Balance sneakers like a suburban general. She stopped at the bottom of my porch steps, scanning the scene like a detective at a crime scene. "Frank," she said with that voice sweet on top, razor blades underneath. "Brenda," I replied, lifting my beer slowly. "Gorgeous day, isn't it?" For what she asked. "For sitting," I said, taking another sip. Her fake laugh sounded like a dying parakeet. "Frank, we need to talk about your recreational seating." I looked at Bertha. "You mean my chair?" That, she said, pointing with a manicured nail, is an indoor recliner. Article 7, Section 4B, patio furniture must be weather-resistant, outdoor rated. Wicker, iron, resin, plastic, approved materials only. "It's under a roof," I said. "It's not going to melt in the rain." "It's plush, Frank," she hissed. "We have standards. This isn't a frat house." I smiled. Funny. 'Cause right now my property value's being lowered by a woman in a visor yelling about my chair. That did it. She ripped out a violation slip and handed it to me. 14 days to comply, she said. Then it's $50 per day. And off she marched, righteous as ever. I looked at that pink slip, then at Bertha. I swear the chair looked offended. "They want weather-resistant," I muttered. "Okay, Brenda, you got it." That night I fell down the rabbit hole of malicious compliance. Google became my war counsel. How to waterproof furniture. Marine vinyl wrap for recliners. Can you spray a couch with truck bed liner? I read every HOA bylaw. Line by line, fueled by coffee and rage. Somewhere between midnight and madness, I saw an ad for a bronzing company. They preserved baby shoes, pacifiers, dog collars. I stared at the photo of shiny bronze baby boots. And that's when the light bulb exploded. Could I bronze a chair? The first company hung up on me. The second warned I'd create a toxic fireball. But the third, Tectonic Art and Fabrication, answered with a gravelly voice. "Tectonic. S. speaking." "Hi," I said, nervous. "Can you bronze a recliner?" There was silence. Then, in a tone so serious it gave me chills, he said, "Is this because of an HOA?" I froze. "You have no idea." He laughed, a deep, booming laugh that sounded like welding sparks. "Son, I hate HOAs. Had one fine me for parking my work truck. So I built a 12-foot metal rooster on my lawn. We moved after that. What do you want done?" "I want it bronze, forever. It'll cost you $4,000. Not real bronze, mind you, fiberglass shell bronze powder coating. Looks real. Feels real. We'll make it survive a hurricane." "Done," I said without blinking. Next morning I hired 2 movers off TaskRabbit. Mitch and Gary's We Move Anything. When they arrived, they stared at Bertha like she was a sleeping bear. It took 3 of us 40 curses and 1 busted doorframe to get her out. Of course, Brenda stood across the street pretending to water her already dead flowers. She gave me that smug little smile. "Good to see you complying, Frank," she said. "Oh, I'm complying," I told her. "Just wait and see." Getting Bertha to the shop felt like smuggling contraband. But when I saw S's warehouse metal sparks, loud rock smell of oil, and rebellion, I knew I'd found my people. "There she is," I said. Treat her right. S nodded, circling the chair like Michelangelo staring at marble. We'll weld her solid fiberglass, the whole body coat her in bronze polymer. You want her fully reclined? Absolutely, I said. Maximum comfort. He grinned. You're a beautiful lunatic, Frank. 2 weeks passed. My porch looked naked. Every morning, a new fine in my mailbox. $50, then $62.50. I paid them all, writing little notes in the payment line for aesthetic re-education Phase 1 compliance. Brenda thought she'd broken me. She didn't know she was funding my revenge. Then the call came. Frank, she's done, S said. She's terrifyingly beautiful. The next morning, a massive yellow flatbed truck rolled down my street, air brakes hissing, chains rattling. Neighbors peeked out like prairie dogs. Brenda came storming out, hands on hips. Frank, what is this? You're blocking the street. Delivery, I said, eyes never leaving the tarp. The crane lifted the massive shape into the air. Every soul in Harmony Creek stopped breathing. The tarp dropped and sunlight hit it. There she was, Bertha, my ugly, beautiful plaid lazy boy, now solid bronze. Every wrinkle, every plaid line captured in gleaming metal. Her lever, once fake wood, now looked like the sword of a fallen king. I tapped it gong and said outdoor rated, weather resistant, permanent art installation. Brenda's jaw fell open. That's the same chair. No, Brenda, I said calmly. That was an indoor chair. This is sculpture. S fired up a drill, anchoring her to the concrete. The noise echoed like a war drum. Brenda's face turned red, then purple. She stomped away, slamming her door so hard her wreath fell off. 3 days later, she called an emergency HOA meeting. The community center smelled like burnt coffee and control issues. Brenda stood at the podium, flanked by her cronies Mildred and Gary. Mr. McMichael, she said, refusing to look at me, has installed an unapproved statue. It violates Article 9. I raised my hand. Objection. This isn't a courtroom, Frank. Then, it's a point of order, I said. It's not a statue, it's furniture. Article 7 covers that. I even have a certificate of outdoor readiness. I held up the paper S had printed with an embossed seal from a novelty kit. Half the room laughed. It's blinding, Mildred yelled. Poor Fifi the poodle can't walk near it. It's reflective art, I said. Like a gazing ball. Are you banning cars next, Mildred? It's bolted to the ground, Gary barked. For safety, I countered. It's 600 pounds. I'm protecting neighborhood children. You're welcome. The room exploded into chaos. Neighbors snickered. One guy shouted, At least his chair doesn't chime all night, Brenda. The HOA fined me again $100 per day. This time I didn't pay. And Brenda, she called the cops. When I saw the flashing lights, I almost felt sorry for them. 2 officers walked up, one old, one young. The old one sighed like he'd seen it all. Sir, are you Frank McMichael? I am, I said. Can I help you, officers? We got a call about a chair. Ah, old Bronzy, I said proudly. She's a beauty, isn't she? They stepped onto my porch. The rookie started shaking with laughter, trying to hide it. The older cop pinched the bridge of his nose. So your HOA told you to remove it? No, I said. They told me to make it outdoor rated. He blinked. So you bronzed it? Exactly. Full compliance. That's when Brenda came running across her lawn. Officers, arrest him. It's a public hazard. The old cop turned slowly. Ma'am, are you Brenda Hernandez? I am HOA president. Ma'am, he sighed. This is the 3rd time this week you've called 911. Once for wind chimes, once for grass. This, he gestured to the bronze recliner, is not a police matter. Please stop calling. Brenda stood there sputtering while the rookie gave me a secret thumbs up. Then they left. That should have ended it. But Brenda wasn't done. A week later, I got a certified letter. The HOA was threatening a lien on my house for the chair. That was it. I picked up the phone and called Channel 8 News. Channel 8, on your side, this is Tammy. Hi, Tammy. My HOA's suing me because I followed their rules too well. There was a pause. Go on. It involves a 600-pound professionally bronzed lazy boy recliner. Another pause. Then, we're sending a truck. They showed up an hour later, cameras rolling. The cameraman circled the chair like it was the eighth wonder of the world. Tammy asked, "So, Frank, what happened?" I looked straight at the camera. They said my chair wasn't outdoor quality. They said it was an eyesore, so I fixed it. Now they're suing me for following the rules. That night it aired on the 6 o'clock news. My phone blew up. Old college friends, family, strangers online, everyone cheering. The internet crowned me the petty king of Harmony Creek. Someone even made a meme of Brenda's face on C3PO. This recliner is in violation of Article 7. A few days later, a crisp envelope arrived. I opened it carefully. It read, "Dear Mr. McMichael, upon further review, the Harmony Creek HOA has determined your porch fixture to be in full compliance. All fines rescinded. Matter closed. No apology, just surrender. Now, the bronze Bertha sits proudly on my porch, a shining monument to spite. Tourists take selfies with her. Kids call her the throne. And me, I sit beside her beer in hand in the ugliest neon pink plastic chair I could find. When Brenda walks by with her little dog, her eye twitches at the sight. I raise my beer smile and say nothing. She walks faster every time. I lean back, feeling the sunlight bounce off the metal. The chair's too hot to touch, too heavy to move, too ridiculous to exist, and yet it's perfect. Because sometimes the only way to beat a bully is to follow their rules better than they ever imagined.